it's all about the clap back. Get your boss whack, premier's funeral on Snapchat. You now tuned into the bag.
I'm just pulling up, I don't know what this money been doing to me. I just been buying foreign cars and blowing bands on jewelry. And I'm pulling up with that.
What's good, y'all? Fist Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Fist Schooner while you at it. Y'all know what time it is. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. Listen, shout out to everybody up there in Baltimore, man. Ravens flock doing their thing right now. It ain't over. Season ain't over, man. The Ravens about to make a playoff push, and it's good for business. I'm gonna be honest with you. I need the Ravens in the playoffs, man. Like, for real, we need the Ravens in the playoffs. Like, let cut it out. Don't nobody care about half these teams currently in the playoffs. Like, for example, nobody gives a damn about the Colts. Nobody gives a damn about the Dolphins. And we barely give a damn about Cleveland. At least with Cleveland, we can wait for them to lose so we can get our jokes off. But as far as Miami, stop. Indiana, stop. So my whole thing is this. With Cleveland being 9-4, being swept by Baltimore, all they got to do is lose one more game. More than likely, my Giants can help out with that this weekend. Confident my Giants can beat this sorry-ass Browns team. So once the Browns lose, then the Ravens take their playoff spot. Which is interesting because all these little Cleveland fans were sticking their chest out. These little Baker Mayfield fans were sticking their chest out. We're going to the playoffs. Browns going to the playoffs. Browns about to be the first team in NFL history to start off like 9-3 and miss the playoffs. Because all they got to do is lose one game. And they play Pittsburgh. They might mess around and lose 2 games. They can go 10-6 and miss the playoffs. So the Ravens have an easy way into the playoffs just for the simple fact that Cleveland's going to lose at least one more game at the minimum. Baltimore more than likely is going to win out. So I look at Baltimore's schedule. Other than my Giants, there's no competition. The thing with my Giants is Joe Judge is going to put up a fight. I'm not saying the Giants will beat the Ravens, but let's keep it $150. We know Joe Judge him and Patrick Graham gonna have some shit for Lamar. That's a fact. So they're gonna beat the brakes off Jacksonville and they're gonna annihilate the Bengals. So really the Ravens season comes down to the Giants, which they should probably win because I don't know if Daniel Jones is gonna play. So more than likely, I got the Ravens going 11-5, 10-6 at the worst. At the very worst, they go 10-6. But here's the thing: when you look at the Dolphins, they got to play New England, loss. Belichick don't lose the rookie quarterbacks. And then they got to go to Vegas. That's not going to be easy. Then they got to play Buffalo. At Buffalo in the cold, that's a loss. So Dolphins are going to lose 2 more games. All right, so Miami's going to lose 2 more games. So Miami's going to finish 9-7 in my opinion. In my opinion, Miami finishes 9-7. And that's if they beat Las Vegas. Miami can mess around, finish 8-8. So that's a second way the Ravens get into the playoffs. The third way the Ravens get into the playoffs is, well, actually, yeah, okay. I'm looking. I was about to say, wait a minute. Now, the Indianapolis Colts are 9-4. You can't. Maybe you catch the Indianapolis Colts because they got to play at Pittsburgh in the freezing cold. We all know how bad Phillip Rivers looks in cold weather. So if the Ravens win out and go 11-5, they're in the playoffs. Because I know Cleveland ain't gonna win out, Indy ain't gonna win out, and the Dolphins ain't gonna win out. So as far as I'm concerned, the Ravens are locked to make the playoffs. It's not a if, it's not a and, it's not a maybe, it's a win. To quote the great Paul Heyman, this isn't a prediction, this is a spoiler. The Ravens are going to go to the playoffs. okay? The Ravens are going to the playoffs, and they're going to beat the brakes off somebody. Ravens winning a playoff game this year. You can book that shit. Ravens winning a playoff game this year. Alright, because my thing is, they're good enough to beat Buffalo. They're good enough to beat Tennessee. Well, the Tennessee one scares me. I just think, not because Tennessee is better than Baltimore, but Tennessee might just have Baltimore number. It might just be one of those situations where they just got Baltimore number. And then the Steelers, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in the same season. So I honestly feel if they run into the Steelers again, they're gonna beat the Steelers. I can't see them beating Lamar Jackson, or not Lamar, but even beating Lamar twice is tough. But I can't see John Harbaugh getting beat by Mike Tomlin 3 times in the same season. I can't see that. Like, this ain't the 2010 Steeler defense out there. I mean, that ain't Palomalu, Clark, Ike Taylor, Ferrier, and freaking Hampton, and Woodley and Harrison. That ain't the goons out there. Alright, they make them Hall of Famers out there. So it's like, I mean, the Steeler defense ain't that. So, Lamar Jackson's picking it up. And the beauty is this. The reason why I like Baltimore this year is because, look, last year they were big-headed. They rested their starters the last game of the season, which means they starters set for 3 weeks, because they didn't play the last game. Then they didn't play wild card. So they set for 3 weeks. Starters set for 3 weeks of a rusty. That's not going to happen this year. If the when the Ravens make the playoffs, they're going to be on a win streak. They're going to be hot, and they're going to be ready to do their thing. And I think Lamar Jackson has heard all the talk. He's heard all the chirping, and he wants to prove everybody wrong, including myself. Because I left Lamar out my top 10 because he can't win a playoff game. I said the same thing about Wentz. I said, I got to win a playoff game. Can't rank you a top 10 quarterback if you ain't won a playoff game. So, and Josh Allen, I'm holding you to that same criteria, because I like what I'm seeing from Josh Allen, but you got to win a playoff game. I'm not crowning no quarterbacks that can't win playoff games. Deshaun got a playoff win. Dak got a playoff win. Goff been to a Super Bowl. Hell, even Kirk Cousins got a playoff win. So if y'all as good as y'all say y'all are, get a damn playoff win. But overall, I'm looking forward to it. I kind of want to see Lamar versus Mahomes in the AFC Championship game. There's a piece of me that want to see that. I really want to see Lamar versus Mahomes in that AFC Championship game. That'd be so dope. Ravens Chiefs AFC Championship game. That'd be dope as hell, man. But I ain't got nothing else to say. That's it. That's all. Subscribe to the unit if you rock it with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this message.